I've always been a skeptic. You know, the type who rolls their eyes at conspiracy theories and thinks the world runs on logic and reason. But what happened last month? It's hard to explain away with any amount of rational thinking. It was an ordinary Thursday. I was at my favorite coffee shop, a small, cozy place on the corner of Elm and Fifth, where the baristas know my order by heart. Medium black coffee, no sugar please, I told Jenna, who nodded with a smile and started making my drink. As I waited, I noticed a man in a blue jacket and a green beanie sitting by the window. He was reading a book, something old and tattered, and every now and then he would glance up at the street, as if waiting for someone. I didn't think much of it at the time. He was just another patron enjoying his morning. Jenna handed me my coffee, and I made my way to a table in the corner, where I could catch up on some work. I must have been engrossed in my emails because the next thing I knew, the same man with the same blue jacket and green beanie walked in again. He took the same seat by the window, pulled out the same old book and started reading. I frowned. Maybe he had stepped out and I hadn't noticed, but it felt weird. Déjà vu, I thought. Everyone experiences it, just a trick of the mind. I shook off the feeling and went back to my laptop. About 15 minutes later, I heard the bell above the door chime again. I glanced up, and there he was, the man in the blue jacket and green beanie, taking the same seat with the same book. This time I stared. He didn't seem to notice me, but it was clear something was off. Was I losing it, seeing things? I decided to test my sanity. I got up and walked outside, taking a long, deliberate route around the block before returning to the coffee shop. I watched through the window before going in. There he was, still sitting there, flipping through the pages of his book. With a deep breath, I walked back inside, half expecting the universe to right itself. Instead, I felt a strange sense of anticipation, like the world was holding its breath. I sat back down, my eyes glued to the man. He didn't look up, didn't do anything out of the ordinary. He just read. I finished my coffee, packed up my things and left, feeling a mix of confusion and unease. Over the next few days, I tried to convince myself that it had all been in my head. Stress from work, maybe. Not enough sleep. But then, it happened again. The following Thursday, same coffee shop, same time. I walked in, and there he was, as if he had never left. I watched as he repeated the exact same actions, sitting by the window, opening his book, glancing up occasionally. This time, I couldn't just let it go. I approached Jenna. "Hey, do you know that guy by the window?" I asked, trying to sound casual. She glanced over and shrugged. "Not really. He's here every now and then." "Why?" I hesitated. How do you explain something like this without sounding crazy? "No reason," I lied. "Just curious." For the next week, I became obsessed. I documented every detail, every minute repetition. The man, his book, his glances, everything was identical each time. I even tried to engage him in conversation once, but he looked at me with blank eyes, barely acknowledging my presence. It's been a month now. I stopped going to that coffee shop. I can't shake the feeling that something is fundamentally wrong, like a glitch in the fabric of reality itself. I still see him sometimes in my mind's eye, flipping through those pages, forever stuck in a loop. Maybe I'm going mad, or maybe, just maybe, there are things in this world that defy explanation. Moments where the seams of reality fray and we catch a glimpse of something other. Whatever it is, I know I'll never forget the man in the blue jacket and green beanie, reading his book by the window over and over again.